everyone. Since we didn't have a chance to go over this in class, I wanted to take a few minutes and just record a quick screencast to show you some of the options for the tic-tac-toe assignment. So everything that is in this Prezi is of course located on our page from October 28th, but then also I created a whole new wiki page right here as tic-tac-toe, which has the same information that's included in the Prezi. So if it's difficult for you to read it through the Prezi, please visit the other page as well. The page also has all of the examples that are included in the Prezi listed. So for this actual assignment, basically the purpose of it is just to demonstrate knowledge of Web 2.0 tools that can be used with your students. And essentially I'm asking you to choose 3 different tools. The tools that I've selected are not tools that have a huge learning curve, like iMovie. I know some people said that took a long time to figure out, so these should go a little bit quicker, and these are more of quick wins that you can implement in your classroom with your kids, hopefully on a consistent basis, but that'll be up to you. So basically that's the purpose of it. It's going to be due November 11th, and it is due as 3 separate blog posts because you have 3 tools, so basically 3 separate blog posts, 1 for each tool. And then just copy and paste the same information onto your professional website. So the information is in 2 places. So basically what you're going to be doing is I have, as I stated, a preset list of tools. You're going to choose 3 different tools. For each one, you're going to create a sample of that tool. So for example, let's say Prezi was one of the samples. You would create a sample Prezi to show your students. Or let's say one of the tools was BibMe, you would create an actual sample of a BibMe to actually show your students. So obviously Prezi and BibMe are not 2 of the choices, so keep that in mind. But basically what you're doing is you're creating a sample, and then in your blog post write-up, you're just showing us your sample and telling us what you thought of the tool. Do you think it's something you can actually use with students? So we're going to take a few minutes. I'm going to show you just a couple quick examples of each type. And then again, remember all of this information and all of the samples are located for you on the tic-tac-toe page. So the first one is QR codes. I absolutely love QR codes. They're little quick wins that you can do with students, and I've seen them used in a number of different ways. So for example, in a gym class, I've actually seen posters up on the wall that, for example, would link to a video showing how to complete the proper technique for volleyball. So you might have a poster that shows a picture of a student bumping the ball, but then when a student scanned the QR code, it would actually take them to a live video, demonstrating. I've seen it used, and this would be a great way to use it in French or Italian. I've seen it used with quotes where there could be a famous quote and something is missing within the quote, and the missing thing would be hidden by a QR code. So the kids would actually have to scan with a phone or with an iPad to find the missing phrase. I've actually created that type of project with 4th graders in the past, and it's worked really well. Or you could have some sort of trivia where you ask a question and the students have to scan the code to find out the answer. So a couple other ways that I like QR codes. There's so many ways these can be used, but ways that I've seen them that have been effective is this is one. This would be basically a center activity, and it would be a center activity that the kids would basically be completing on their own or with partners. In this particular case, you see it's an algebra worksheet. Now notice in each box, there's still room for the students to complete the work. And then obviously when they scan the QR code, it would show them if their answer was correct or not. It takes them to the proper answer. So this isn't something you're doing for assessment. It's just more or less for practice. Also on the wiki page, I've included for you this QR code PowerPoint that I put together. Oh, let me go a little slower. I put this together for my teachers this year because I found some of my teachers did some phenomenal work with having students record book reviews. And this was a 3rd grade class that did that. So basically I wanted to put together some more ideas for them of how to use them. One way I've used them with 5th and 6th graders before is to introduce a unit. So we had students that were working on a real big project-based learning activity on shoes. So what I did is I went ahead and I put trivia together on a paper for them, and they had to locate the answers by scanning the QR code. And again, it was nothing that was taken for a grade, but the kids just really got a kick. It built a little bit of excitement instead of us saying, hey, you guys are going to do a shoot project. Mystery quotes, this was a little bit like I talked about, that could be good for a foreign language class. This one was fun for little learners, and I do have a sample of this if anyone would like to see it. But this was a little review book that was sent home over Christmas break for extra work. And you can see they were reviewing numbers. And in this particular case, for example, the first one says, how do you spell the number 5? And then the kids would hopefully practice it and then scan it to see, and so on. Roll and reflect. This one's already made, so this is just an FYI if somebody was interested in this, but this is another way you can use QR codes. You can create your own roll and reflect questions. QR stickers were also fun. With the QR stickers, there's actually 75 ways to say good job, and they're all in QR codes. So if your kids have, access to iPads or phones in their, ready possession, this would be kind of cute for them. This was the self-paced practice that I just showed. And then this one was also fun. This could be done in 2nd, 3rd grade. It could even be done lower if you were interested in that. But basically with this one, there's a number in standard form. And then when they scan the QR code, it might be in expanded form or in word form. And obviously these are puzzle pieces that would be cut up, and then the kids would just have to match them together. Number templates, same type of thing. Kids can create as an extra credit, or you can create the numbers, put them in the middle of the QR code, and then the kids have to fill out a paper form in a center. Same type of thing. So those are just some quick QR code samples for you. So that's an absolute fun activity. So and again, all of these other examples are there. There's some good ones on there. One of them is the last one, Kristen Fink. That one is an assistant principal who just basically gave an introduction to who she was, and she posted it outside her door. So please visit those. Blabberize is a ball. Blabberize is basically taking a static picture and making the mouth move so that the picture talks. I find my teachers always do Blabberize when they have the chance to do it, and they absolutely love it. They think it's adorable. So to show you some samples, so this was one that they actually used that I found slightly creepy, but it was really, really cute. They actually did it as a preview to their WebQuest in introduction.
Help! Help! My name is Arnold and I need your help. Dr. Crazy Bone stole all my digestive organs. I mean everything. He took my large intestines, my small intestines, my stomach, liver, esophagus, everything. Please help me. I need you to research these organs and convince Dr. Crazy Bones why I need them back. I need them back. Look at me. I don't have much meat to lose these days. I'll be a skeleton just like him if I don't get these organs. Please help.
So that was an example of a Blabberize that was used to introduce a WebQuest, which was absolutely adorable. This was another one that a teacher used for their wiki, an algebra wiki. And again, this one is just for fun.
Hey, you. Talking to you. Study for your tests. Do your homework right now, or you'll make me, Mr. Mickey, very angry. And that's something you do not want to do. Meow.
So again, just for fun. And if you wanted to actually have some of these be educational purposes, I've actually done projects where my daughter's done a turkey point of view, where turkey is talking at Thanksgiving, saying eat chicken or eat pork, don't eat, turkey. And I've seen them done also for presentations. So if kids are giving presentations on a famous mathematician, or in social studies or in science, they need to do some research on a famous scientist, they can find a picture of that scientist and actually give their report through Blabberize. So it just gives another alternative for that. And again, plenty of samples there. Word clouds, I don't have samples of this that I want to show you now because basically we did this for our educational philosophy. Word clouds, there's some great ways to do things with these. You could do a prediction of a story that you're going to read, or you can ask the students to create a summary of a book that they've already read, or scientific principles or so on. So that's an option for you. Interactive images for this one, I chose to feature ThingLink, which I absolutely love. And basically, ThingLink allows you to take a static image. So for example, this is a ThingLink that I did as a sample on running. But you take a static image and then you are able to add tags to it. So notice when I scroll over, all of these tags have something to do with running. So for example, here's a link to a magazine, here's a link to a Twitter feed, here's a link to a Facebook feed, here's one to a video, here's one to an Amazon book, some trivia. So basically it's just a presentation tool. I've done this as low as 3rd grade, where students actually were working on social studies regions, and they actually created a ThingLink for their final project on their region. Another example that was done, and I believe this one might have been done at the high school level, a tour of Anne Frank's house after they were done reading the book, and you can see there's an actual real image, and when I scroll over it, it will take me to different things that have to do with Anne Frank and actually have to do with the house. So ThingLinks are fun for interactive images. You could even do a ThingLink introducing yourself for your parents. So online flyers or posters, these are fairly simple. Here's a real good one that was done for an 8th grade class, but this could be transferable to other grades as well. And basically they created a Glogster online resume poster. And in this particular case, it was a resume for Thomas Jefferson, and the kids had to do some background research and see what would be on his resume. I've also seen this type of project done with mathematicians as well. Here's another example of Glogster. This was for a younger class, and this teacher decided she wanted to try and do a newsletter with Glogster that she could post on her website and send home to parents. So that was another example for you. Oops. There we go. So screencast is what you are seeing here. Basically, it's a video that is showing your screen and showing step-by-step how to do something. For example, if you have a blog that you use with your students, maybe you would have a screencast of them showing them how to log into your blog and how to post comments. I saw one example of this, which was really good, and I think the author took it off already. But one of my former students was a gym teacher in high school, I believe, and he actually recorded a screencast showing the kids how to find their heart rate. So narrated presentations, VoiceThread and Yodio are 2 types of presentation tools where you can actually narrate and have slides. So for example, this is an older VoiceThread where I created one. Looks like my play button for the VoiceThread is right under my record button, so I can't quite get to it. But basically, it's a slideshow that you can then add narration to. So VoiceThread is an option. Yodio is basically the same type of thing. And then we have infographics. There are some really neat things that can be done with infographics, and the examples that I listed here in the Prezi. Here's a really good one from a teacher that was actually working on the Russian Civil War. So you can see, how it's a way to display data. A lot of times they're used in math, but they don't necessarily have to be used in math. So that sample is also available for you. So last thing on this is Candidate's Choice. Now, maybe there's a cool tool that you have heard of or somebody recommended and it is not on my list. You can ask me if it's appropriate for you to use that, but you must absolutely please ask me first. Please don't take the time to put a whole bunch of work into something that I didn't approve and then, submit that. Please just ask me. Most times I'm completely flexible unless it's something that I know that you've already had experience with. So for example, if you're one of my fabulous Prezi users, don't come to me and say, I'd like to do a Prezi, because you already know how to do it. The purpose of this assignment is for you to actually have some time learning some additional tools, that you can use for your specific educational setting. So please feel free to reach out to me about that. So basically that's it. As I stated, all the information is listed right here on the Tic-Tac-Toe. page, I will also include the rubric. Please check the rubric. Please, please, please check the rubric. The rubric is the final say of everything that I grade. As I've mentioned before, I basically print out one rubric for each person, and when I go to grade these, I just go right down the rubric line. So if you have any questions, please feel free to email me and let me know. Thanks.